Hey, what's up, everybody? It's that guy, Skimpy, and this is Tackle Talk with Skimp, where I'm going to be interviewing a bunch of different bait makers, whether they pour jigs or pour plastics or make swim baits or airbrush or modify molds or even making molds. Anything that has to do with bait making and tackle, I want to talk about it. So let's go. Oh my God! Look at it. Dinko mold. This is the 5-inch one. All right, so we're just going to jump right into it. Question number 1 is, what is your name and where are you from?
My name is Brendan Brown, and I'm from Rents, Georgia. It's a little town of 200. It's kind of in the middle of Georgia. Not really any big lakes around here, mostly rivers and small ponds and little tiny, like 200-acre lakes.
Okay. Question number 2 is, where can we find you? Like, what social media platforms and all that?
Yeah, I'm in Instagram. It's Brown Bait Co. for everything. So that's Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. YouTube, I'm going to start posting a little bit more on, just posting bait pictures, maybe some behind the scenes stuff, just a little bit of everything.
Yeah, perfect. Question number 3 is, how long have you been fishing?
Been fishing as long as I can remember, just fishing with my dad, going to little farm ponds, catching bluegill and just stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I remember the first time I hooked up with a bass, I was just like, this is awesome. I need to figure out how to catch these instead of just bluegill,
Yeah.
And then I just, started, once I was old enough to ride a four-wheeler, I would ride the four-wheeler down the road to a couple of buddies' ponds and just start learning how to fish there when I was a little kid. And then once I got my driver's license, it was just, I was done.
Yep.
I was completely hooked. I could just go everywhere,
That's
so just
awesome.
fishing from a boat and, from the bank, both.
All right. So question number 4, it's actually a 2-part. Would you rather fish for smallmouth or largemouth bass? And here's the second part. What is your PB?
All right. So some people may call me crazy.
Okay.
But I would rather catch a largemouth only because I've never caught a smallmouth before.
All right.
So I've never fished in any areas that have smallmouth, just strictly largemouth and some spots.
Okay.
But I've never caught a smallmouth before. So I'm going to say largemouth. And my biggest largemouth is 9 pounds, 11 ounces.
Very nice. It's very nice. Okay. Question number 5. What got you started making your own baits?
It's a bit of a loaded question right there.
Yeah.
So
okay.
When I was about 13 or 14,
okay,
I got introduced to big baits. And I saw how expensive they were. And I saw how they worked on my waters. And I was like, I need more of these things. I want to catch these, big fish and use these big baits for it. Because it's just kind of cool.
Yeah.
Especially like whenever you're young, it's just kind of cool. So I got into building baits because I couldn't afford the actual baits that were for sale. And then I found out that it's more expensive to make them yourself. And after that, I was just like, but building baits is too much fun. So I'm going to buy them and build them.
Exactly.
And then I got into figuring out different kinds of baits and different ways to make baits. And up until the point I am now, where I'm selling some baits here and there.
Yeah.
Just doing it for fun, but also making stuff for my own personal collection that does things that other baits don't really do. And that's another reason why I kind of wanted to make them, because I'm able to build stuff that works specifically for a specific lake or a specific spot on a lake or a river that I fish.
Absolutely.
That performs and outperforms other baits that are out there. Just like super niche, weird stuff.
Right. Oh, that's why we do it, man. You can custom to what you want.
Exactly.
The stuff you can't buy in stores. So yeah.
Yeah. Just like colors or a specific action or the way it sinks or the way it floats or something like that. Like whatever it is,
All right. Question number 6 is, what is your favorite bait to make and what is your favorite color to make?
Oh, man. That's kind of hard. I love building glide baits, but they're also a little bit annoying to make.
Okay.
Especially since the ones I make out of balsa, and balsa is like a super finicky, weird wood, and you have to seal it properly and do some strange things to it. Those are fun to make, but I'm gonna have to say my favorite thing to make is probably a crankbait.
Okay.
They're also a little bit more fun to paint, I think. I
All
just
right.
enjoy them a little bit more. But
And
that's just me, like I like that a little bit more.
all right. So what's
But
your favorite color to
I'm gonna
make?
say color. Yeah, color is a hard one. I don't normally paint colors twice,
Oh, okay.
but I would probably say a herring color is probably my favorite to paint.
All right.
And you know what? I take that back. I like painting the faded dolphin pattern a lot. That's
Faded.
one I've done quite a few times in a row, and it's a really good fish catching color. It's an old color, and it's a lot of fun to paint for me anyway.
Okay. On the opposite side, what baits and colors do you hate to make? Like, what's the most pain in the butt? I know
Mm,
you. I know you mentioned, you know, uh, the glide was kind of a pain in the butt to make, and then,
yeah,
but which ones do you
I'm
hate to
gonna
make?
say this one. I'm gonna say a glide is hard to make, but I feel a super, super, super skinny walking bait is hard to make.
Okay.
Those are so crazy. You can throw them the balance off with like a portion of a gram. You can throw the balance off and it won't work. Like they're super, super hard to get to work right. And I've only built a couple of them, but the ones I have built work really well. But there's a bunch of them that haven't worked really well. And as far as colors go, I hate painting bluegill. I just hate it. I can kind of fake my way through it, but they still don't look good. So I try to stick with what I know
Right.
and try to paint that. But I want to work more on bluegill and try to get better at that.
All right. So, question number 8 is, what is some good advice for someone just getting into making their own baits?
I'm gonna say don't look at anyone else's stuff
All right.
and try to do your own thing. Use your brain and look at other industries outside of your own industry, outside of the fishing industry. Look at, you know, what car guys are doing on painting stuff or getting things smooth or getting things even. Look
Okay.
at carpenters, do weird different things and that will change your look on how to build baits and it also change your look on how baits are built.
Okay.
So it's a little hard to explain exactly, but that's just kind of it. And as bare bones, look outside of your industry and try not to look at what everyone else is doing.
All
Try to
right.
be different, because that'll set you apart.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like
And
I
focus
said,
on your own.
make them custom, make them things that you
Right,
can't get. Right.
right. Make them for yourself first, and don't get into just selling just because you want to make money, because you're not going to make too much money doing the bait stuff.
Right. Exactly. All right. Question number 9 is there anything special or new that you've been working on? And do you have any baits to show us?
Yes. So there's a couple designs I've been working on. One is going to be a bigger version of my herring glide. I was
Okay.
actually just talking to my buddy about this the other day on the phone. So I'm making a 8.5 inch herring glide. So the one glide I make right now is 6.5 inches with the tail. So it's a small herring glide, and it's been producing a lot for people all over the place.
Okay.
And I wanted to make a bigger one because I like fishing like bigger stuff. So the 8 inch, 8.5 inch herring glide is something that I'm going to probably start making this winter. I want to get it refined and properly built by this winter and hopefully sell a few then.
All right.
Maybe. I don't know. It might be too good for me to keep or for me to sell. I don't know. I might keep it for my personal stash, but I'll probably sell a few.
Now, is this one going to be at a balsa, or are you going to make a mold and use resin, or is it
I've used the resin before
okay?
and it's cool, but everyone else does it and no one else makes balsa glides.
Very
And
true.
the balsa does some different things in the water that you can't get with resin, you can't get with basswood. It's super floaty, so it's a little bit annoying to balance, but it also thumps a lot better too,
Okay.
which is a super big part. Feel is huge, especially when fishing big baits, because some of them you're reeling in and you're like, I can't feel this thing. I feel like a wet sock, Like being able to feel it, like being able to feel when it's in the grass or when you run into a bait ball of fish. Like that's a huge thing for
Yeah,
me.
definitely.
But but yeah, that's the one I'm probably gonna put in a good bit of time with this year.
All right. Well, question number
Yeah.
10. If you can fish with anyone dead or alive, who would it be?
That's a good one. That's a very good one. I might say it could probably take me 10 days to figure out exactly who I would pick, but it would probably be Hank Parker, I'm going to say.
All right. That
Now,
old school, man. We
it's
all grew up watching him, man.
yeah, I love his spinnerbait stuff and like what he's done with the spinnerbait and the spinnerbait that him and a buddy of mine actually designed. The that spinnerbait is special, and they actually re-released it this year or a couple of years ago, I think. And that thing is absolutely amazing. But I would love to just be able to be in the boat and just watch him fish a spinnerbait and watch him fish a lipless. I
Heck
think it
yeah.
would be super cool to be able to learn from him.
Definitely.
Um, but yeah, either him or Ray Scott, either one of those would be just kind of cool to fish.
Ray
You know,
Scott. Yeah.
I mean, of course, yeah. But that's a hard question right there.
Yeah.
You give me 10 days and I'll probably give you a different answer.
Right. Well, I try to send the questions, in advance, but I still want to hear, what comes to mind.
Right. Yeah. And my answer the other night when you said the question was completely different, I was like, mm, I don't know. And I was thinking about it today and I was like, man, who? You know, it's just a hard one.
Definitely.
But
Well,
yeah,
that's all the questions I have for you. Do you have anything you want to add? Do you have any shout outs? Anything?
man, you know what? Um, Nothing much to add other than the fact that you're a cool dude. You're making some cool stuff, and I appreciate that.
Well, hey,
I
I
appreciate
appreciate you
videos that
coming
you're
on,
posting
man.
and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
just good stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
and thank you for having me. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to have me on here and chit chat a little bit.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
pretty awesome. But I will be at the Bassmaster Classic in Knoxville as well. So if anybody's coming out there, I'll have a bunch of baits then. So that'll be so if anyone wants to stop by and say hi, I'll be there.
De-
Bassmaster Classic in Knoxville in 2026.
definitely. All right. Well, hey, man, I
But yeah,
appreciate you coming on. Everybody watching, appreciate you guys watching. And that's the show. Cut.